Uh-oh, you there?
Yeah, you there, Oak?
There you are. Yeah, the storm, I'm sure, is playing havoc on all the phone lines and such, I would imagine.
No, it's just Cole messing with the buttons. he loses his train of thought every once in a while, starts hitting the wrong buttons.
Snow does that to him, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit chaotic. We got 4 guys in the studio here. The Schweimer and Josh Henning rolling in for the 10 to 12 show.
Oh, nice.
Let's talk a little Mat Men here. What do you got for us this week? Got a big win by the Prep this week over Clearview.
Yeah, that was a heck of a match. I'm kind of glad they got it in, even though it took me about 3 hours to drive home from Mullica Hill up there. But yeah, heck of a match. Right down to the end, and of course, as the wrestling gods would have it, it came down to Jose Tabor, who's been out for a couple weeks with a dislocated shoulder, and he came through with a big win at the end there. House was rocking, at least the St. Augustine Prep side of the gym. But yeah, unbelievable match. 2 good teams. Clearview, I'll tell you what, they've got some brutally tough guys in the middle of their lineup there.
They do, man.
They've got the 3 guys that are combined 53-0 now after last night.
Wow.
Mike Van Brill, Zach Firestone, and Stanley Atkinson. I'll tell you, I'd be surprised if anybody beats Van Brill this year, and I'd be surprised if Firestone's not top 3 or 4 in the state as well. Those guys looked unbelievable last night.
Yeah, they got some studs over there at the View.
Yeah, they're tough to match up with. They really are.
What else is going on in terms of high school wrestling? We're kind of getting into this, Wednesday dual meet and then Saturday quads, and kind of getting into the heart of the regular season here. Who's really standing out in your eyes?
Yeah, I know I said it, but obviously that win last night, St. Augustine Prep, all the tough matches those guys have wrestled are really looking good. And I'm excited for Tuesday as long as this snow doesn't bang out a couple of days of school here. But Tuesday night, Egg Harbor Township, who has looked really strong this year, Egg Harbor Township is hosting St. Augustine Prep.
Wow.
That match, and pretty certainly will decide the Cape Atlantic League American Conference. St. Augustine Prep will be favored, but don't count the Eagles out. They've got some tough guys and a lot of good spots. They create some matchup problems. Terrell Coleman, Hunter Thomas, a lot of guys like that down low. Up top, Connor Agostino, Dietrich Trumbauer. Those guys can create some matchup problems, give EHT and Mike Kayaz, the head coach, some flexibility in terms of moving guys around. So that's a tough EHT team. That should be a pretty decent match.
Look at you, always trying to get in on Kayaz's good side.
I'm telling you, man. You don't know Mike. Nah, Mike's a good man. And I'll tell you what, that was a fun match they had on, I guess it was Wednesday night. I'm losing track of my days.
Yeah, against Mainland, right?
Yeah, that was a fun match, too. I mean, talk about a great crowd. I mean, regular season, I've only been to a few matches at Mainland over the years. Mainland's had some down years, but even Mike Kayaz was impressed with that Mainland team. So that's the best Mainland team he's seen. They were really tough. Highlight match of the night was Connor Agostino and Colin Roberts. Agostino pulls out the 5-0 win. That's a rematch of last year's Region 8 finals, which was kind of unexpected last year. I believe they were the 9 and 10 seeds in the region. They ended up getting to the region finals. Agostino won that one. And the gym was rocking. I mean, like I said, it was a great Mainland crowd, especially for the regular season. And, they stuck around even though the team score was over at that point. It was already decided. Egg Harbor Township would clinch things up. But everybody stuck around, and that was a heck of a fun match. I mean, great atmosphere over there the other night.
Yeah, and that's a match we could see again, in both districts and regions.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I can't imagine they're not going to wrestle again in districts. And then, I would imagine they'd be, 2 of the top seeds in the region too. You're right. They could meet at least 2 more times, you would think. Absolutely. One of the teams I was kind of surprised looking at some of the records. Ocean City, we really didn't expect a whole lot out of them, but they're off to about a 10-3 start. What's been the key for the Red Raiders? Yeah, Ocean City, I tell you what, they are tough, and they've had a couple good years. They're looking to possibly sneak into the playoffs. They're not sneaking. I don't know if they're sneaking in at this point, but they're looking to get into the playoffs this year. I believe they were in last year. This would be the second straight year. If I'm not mistaken, that would probably be the first time in school history that they've made it, even with all those great Pat Lynch teams, Drew Musley, a lot of great wrestlers they've had through the years under longtime Coach Bill Nichols. But Dave Castellini, the head coach over there, is doing a heck of a nice job. They're just, they don't have any kind of real hammers that are, state title types, but they've just got a tough guy at every weight, and he's got them wrestling well. They wrestle as a team. They go out there and wrestle for each other kind of thing. They stay off their backs. They avoid bonus points. I mean, they're a solid, well put together squad, and they're like I said, they wrestle as a team. They've been doing their middle school team has had a couple lower years now, but for a while there, I know Vin Levin, who was a former Absegami state champion, him and the youth, the guys around the youth program and things like that, they did a lot of traveling, took guys to a lot of tournaments and really made sure they were battle tested before they even got to the high school level. And now it's kind of paying dividends. They've got a heck of a senior class. I know I keep saying it, but they're tough throughout. No state title contenders necessarily. They've got some good guys, obviously, but they're just solid throughout. No real big holes in their lineup.
How are your boys doing for GTMS, Galloway Township Middle School?
Guys are doing well. We're 4-0. We've got our league tournament coming up a week from today, actually, at Apsigami High School. Anybody, that's all kidding aside. Everybody should come out to that. That's seeing the future of the area wrestling here. There's going to be 6, 7, 8 teams from the area, South Jersey area here, middle school teams, and it's our league tournament, the Atlantic Cape tournament. Switching from Ocean City High School to Apsigami High School this year, and we're really excited about that. Like I said, there's 20 weight classes. You get to see a lot of St. Augustine Prep's Connor Krause was there the last couple of years. A lot of these guys that are kicking butt. EHT's Jason Kenzig, Agostino, I remember 3 years ago winning the title pretty easily. A lot of these guys that you're seeing now at the high school level dominating were dominating at this tournament in the last few years.
Speaking of wrestling, have you seen that video on Facebook where the 7-year-old twins, the one twin lost to the other, and kind of gave him a shot to the gut, shall we say?
That is exactly shot to the midsection. Yeah, that is one of my favorite videos that I've seen in a while. And it's funny because I do little youth wrestling coaching, and my son is playing basketball this year. Don't tell anybody, but no, yeah. But yeah, I do a little youth. And we do see some funny stuff. I mean, you teach the guys to be good sports and everything, and that's one of the great things about wrestling. Win, lose, or draw, you shake the opponent's hand. You usually shake the other coach's hand. I know they're kind of trying to discourage that at the higher levels now for whatever reason. I can't tell you. But, it's a great sport. It's a tough sport. People look at it as a rough and tumble sport, but it's wrestlers are gentlemen kind of thing. But that you do see stuff like that, and I've seen brothers wrestle in practice, but that is a funny one. That is classic. They'll be showing that at family functions for the next 20, 30 years, I'd imagine.
No doubt. Talking with John O'Kane from the Press of Atlantic City, high school wrestling reporter. John, what's coming up? Any big quads coming up in the next 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, I tell you, I mentioned the Tuesday night. That's a big match there with the HT hosting St. Augustine Prep. The big one next Saturday is St. Augustine's going up to, and I'm heavy on St. Augustine here, but we're kind of rolling into form.
You got a man crush on the Hermits this year, for sure.
That's right. They do a nice job.
Little bromance going on with the Hermits.
That's right. And next Saturday, I'll tell you, it's going to be a good one to watch. I'm hoping I can sneak up there before my tournament, possibly, depending on what time they wrestle it. But St. Augustine Prep is number 1 in my Elite 11. A lot of people have them number 2, but I have them number 1. I like their depth. I like where they have, I like their hammers are in good spots. They match up well. But they wrestle number 2, at least in my rankings, Delsey Regional. Unfortunately for local fans, it'll be all the way up at Holy Cross as part of a quad up there. St. Augustine Prep, from what I understand, is not going to wrestle Holy Cross in that one because those guys actually just wrestled last week at the Palestra in those Who's Number 1 duels when St. Augustine beat them up pretty good to take 7. But they are going to go up there and wrestle Delsey, so that'll be basically number 1 and 2 for my rankings there. So definitely looking forward to that one. That's definitely the highlight of the day there.
Nice, good stuff. All right, Oak, we'll let you get going. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Get out there and do some sledding with your kids and have a good weekend.
Absolutely. You guys do the same. Stay warm over there.
You got it. Thanks, Oak.
We'll see ya.
That was John O'Kane for the Press of Atlantic City, keeping us updated every week on the high school wrestling scene.